Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to go into chapter 19 of One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I sure do want to see Maeve and Louise get together. That would be a great thing. So let's keep on reading to find out if that's what's going to happen or not. Because I need to know. I need to know, and I'm sure you need to know too. So let's get right into this video. This video contains sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 19. Phoebe, Friday, March 20th. You guys need to see this, Maeve says, pulling out her phone. She looks positively green, although it might just be the lighting in here. We're backstage in the Bayview High Auditorium, sitting on the floor in some little side room that the drama club uses as an office. I didn't even know it existed. A desk and a chair take up half the space, and floor-to-ceiling bookshelves against the wall hold props, books, and folded costumes. The walls are covered in faded Broadway posters, and everything is coated in a thin layer of dust. What is it, I ask, positioned between her and Knox, which is where I always end up when the three of us are together lately. Knox might not be the school joke anymore, but that doesn't mean things are okay between him and Maeve. He only came because she insisted with surprising force. A video that Louise gave me, Maeve says. I got it yesterday, but I had kind of an intense night with my parents, some family stuff going on. Anyway, that's not really the point. The point is, I didn't watch it until a little while ago. Louise sent a bunch of videos, I think, because he didn't know what was important, and he clearly didn't go through it all himself because he would have said something if he had. Because, Maeve, I interrupt, maybe you should just play the video. Yes, okay. She unlocks her screen and opens her photos. But just to set it up a little more, this is from Sean Murdoch's phone. It was taken the day Brandon died. I gasped. Knox, who'd been slouching listlessly beside me, sits bolt upright. Wait, what? He asks. He scrambles around me until he's sitting next to Maeve and can stare directly at her phone. How did Louise get it? I think he borrowed Sean's phone last night at Cooper's game, Maeve says. Oh my god, Knox, I say, realizing what she has. It's the video, you were right. Maeve's forehead creases and her eyes dart between us. You guys already knew about this, she asks. She sounds both confused and hurt. I don't know what's on it, Knox says. I had a memory come back of Sean recording something at the construction site, but I didn't know what it was. He's practically vibrating with tension as he grips Maeve's arm. Play it. She taps play, and my pulse starts racing. When an image of Brandon fills the screen, his hair tousled by the wind, he's standing right at the edge of the construction site, looking down, and tears spring into my eyes. I almost forget how beautiful he was. I used to spend entire class periods dreaming about those lips. This is fucking boring, he says. And his familiar voice sends chills down my spine. Why couldn't I have gotten something like yours? Brandon continues, twisting to look at someone behind him off camera, or even yours. What are you waiting for, pretty boy? Sean's voice in a high falsetto comes out as loud and clear. Not scared of a little jump, are you? I'm disappointed, Brandon says, putting his hands on his hips. There's no glory in this. I should do a backflip or something. That would be amazing, comes a girl's breathless voice, and my heart stutters. Jules. At least you get to play, comes another voice that I recognize as Monica's. Who or what does a girl have to do to get a freaking dare around here? Holy shit, Knox starts, but I shush him. Me, Brandon says, and Sean cackles. For a guy who's not scared, Brandon, you sure are talking a lot, he taunts. Come on, let's capture you for posterity. Jump, motherfucker. Jump, jump, jump. Jules and Monica pick up the chant and they're clapping. And oh my god, this is so horrible. I actually whimper. Do you see him? I stammer. Then Brandon bends his legs in a preparation to jump, and I can't. I squeeze my eyes shut and press my face tightly against Maeve's shoulder. I hear the crash anyway. Fucking hell, Sean's voice comes out like a scream, high and terrified. Bran, what the fuck just happened? I can hear Jules and Monica screaming too, and I cautiously raise my head to look at Maeve scream. The video is nothing but dirt and grass around the ground pitching below Sean as he moves. Bran, are you? Holy shit, where is he? Jules asks tearfully. He fell through the fucking roof, Sean yells. His phone is still aimed at the ground, recording Monica. Monica says something I can't hear. Then there's a couple of minutes of low, urgent conversation that's important to catch until Sean's voice comes through again, loud and clear. What the fuck are you doing here, Myers? And then the screen goes black. Jesus, Knox says weakly. Maeve swallows hard. You guys got the gist of that, right? She asks. The game didn't end with Knox and me after all. Brandon was doing a dare. Yeah, got it. I blink back tears and press my hands to my stomach. If I had eaten lunch before watching that, I had thrown it up. Oh my god, that was horrible. Maeve puts a gentle hand on my arm. I'm sorry. I should have warned you better. I keep forgetting that you guys hung out for a while. She turns to Knox. I think you were right. It doesn't seem like Sean punched you to help you, but I'm still not sure why he did. Knox's eyes remain glued on her dark phone. Me either. I thought seeing this would jog my memory, but it didn't. We're all quiet for a few minutes, lost in our own thoughts until Knox adds, Maeve, you said Louise sent a bunch of videos. Are there any other? No, she interrupts quickly. There's nothing else about Brandon. The rest is just personal stuff. She goes bright red when she says it. Even though I'm still numb with shock, my mouth twists into a grimace. Ew, please don't tell me you accidentally watched Sean's sex tape. Maeve looks like she just sucked down a lemon. No, but there was a shower selfie. Oh my god. I stare at her in horrified conversation. Was it full frontal? She confirms, shuddering at the memory. Knox snorts out a humorous laugh. Imagine how much fun we could have had with that if we were assholes like him. Then he frowns and massages his temple. So what should we do about the video? Should we tell someone? Well, I say cautiously, it doesn't change anything, does it? It's all a shitty accident, except now they'd all get in trouble for lying. I don't care about Sean or Monica, but there's Jules to consider, and then the truth or dare game would be out there. Teachers would know about it, so we'd lose our phones at school, and parents would know. I glance at Knox to see if that's sinking in, and sure enough, he looks appalled at the thought. I'm sure he doesn't want his parents learning his truth, and more than I want my mother to hear mine. Right, Knox says decisively. It doesn't change anything. I turn toward Maeve. She usually is the first to jump in with an opinion, but she's quiet for a while. Now that my eyes have gotten used to the drama club office lighting, she doesn't look as green anymore, but she does look exhausted. Dark circles ring her eyes, and her usually shiny hair is pulled back into a dull, messy bun. What do you think? I ask. Her amber eyes drop. Whatever you guys want to do. She picks up her messenger bag and loops it around her shoulder. I have to go. I have a doctor's appointment in half an hour. I pluck at her sleeve. Everything okay? Sure. Fine. It's just... Maeve glances between Knox and me and bites her lip. Her face conflicted. Then she seems to make up her mind about something. It's just that I might not be around as much for a while, depending on how things go today. I've been having symptoms. The sort of thing that's used to happen before I relapsed, so I'm getting that checked out. We're starting with blood tests, and then we'll see what's next. My mouth falls open, and I'm rooted to the spot as Maeve gets to her feet, but Knox isn't. He jumps up with her, knocking his knee hard against the desk. He doesn't seem to notice. Maeve, what the hell? Why didn't you tell me? She gives him a wry half smile. We haven't exactly been talking. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Not compared to this. Knox runs a hand through his hair and snatches his backpack up from the ground. I'm coming with you. You can't, Maeve protests. You have class. I'll cut. Phoebe showed me how. It's true. I volunteer, but neither of them is paying attention to me. Maeve twists her hands together. My parents are taking me. I don't think they'd want a committee in my oncologist's office. Then I'll wait in the lobby or the parking lot. Knox slips his backpack over his shoulders and grips the straps so tightly that his knuckles turn white. God, Maeve, I'm sorry. I feel like shit that I didn't know about this. You don't have to apologize for anything, Maeve says. I do. You tried. I wouldn't listen. I get the feeling suddenly that I'm intruding on an overdue conversation. I stand to enfold Maeve in a quick, hard hug. I better go, I say into her hair. Good luck. I'm thinking all good things for you. She murmurs her thanks as I slip through the office door. I part the velvet curtains on stage and descend the staircase onto the auditorium floor. My thoughts are in a whirl, pinballing between Maeve's news and the video I just saw. When I reach the back of the auditorium, I almost trip over a sneakered foot jutting into the aisle. Hey, Matias, Schroeder says, I have a message for you. He's sitting in the back row, a brown paper bag in his lap, clutching half a sandwich. I pause and take him in. Light blue hoodie with some Star Wars characters I don't know, skinny black jeans and weirdly jaunty red sneakers. His wispy blonde hair is too long, hanging in his eyes. You have a message for me? I asked, skeptical. Matias and I have never spoken before. And you what? He had to trip me before you could tell me? I waved at you the entire time you were walking up the aisle, he says. You didn't notice me. Anyway, I had English with Emma before lunch, and she doesn't feel well, so she took your car and went home. I guess she doesn't have a phone or whatever. Oh, okay. I look at him warily. How did you know I'd be here. I followed you, he says. His expression gets defensive when my eyes pop. I'm not, like, creeping on you. I was going to tell you and the calf, but you came here instead. I eat lunch here sometimes anyway, so I waited for you. He takes a bite of his sandwich. It's made with thin white bread and some kind of pale pink lunch meat. A wilted leaf of lettuce poking out of one side. It's the loneliest looking vegetable I've ever seen. When he places the sandwich on his paper bag, I can see indents where his fingers were pressing. Well, thanks for letting me know, I say. I should go then, probably, but instead I hitch my backpack higher to my shoulder. Did you have anything to do with the Truth or Dare texting game? I ask abruptly. Matias looks startled. What? No? Why would you think that? Everybody thinks that, I almost say. You started Simon Says. Matias looks down at his sandwich. That was different. How? I just wanted to know what it was like. It's dim in the auditorium, but I can still see Matias' cheek flush to have people pay attention. They paid attention to the Truth or Dare game, too. I said it wasn't me. Matias seems surprised at the sound of his own voice echoing through the empty room. He lowers it. I wouldn't even know how to find out that stuff. The secrets. Nobody talks to me, or haven't you noticed? I'm talking to you. Yeah, well. Matias tosses the rest of his sandwich into the paper bag and crumples the whole thing into a ball. We both know that won't last. He unfolds his lanky frame to stand up, and I feel, I don't know, like I shouldn't let him be right. If you don't want to eat lunch here tomorrow, you can eat with us, I tell him. Matias stares at his red sneakers, looking mildly alarmed. I don't think so. Thanks, though. He darts away before I can respond, and it's probably just as well. I don't know what we would talk about for more than a few minutes anyway. It's hot for March. Not the best day for me to get ditched by a sick Emma, so I'm grumpy and sweating by the time I trudge onto my block. My phone rings and I curse at it under my breath. Hardly anyone calls me except my mother, so I don't have to even look at the screen before I answer. Hey, Mom, I would say, pulling out my keys as I approach the front door of our building. Her voice is harried. Hi, Phoebe. Is Emma with you? Can you put her on? I insert my key in the lock with one hand to twist it to the right. It doesn't budge, and I grunt in annoyance as I pull it out to try again. Everything in this building looks great on the surface, but works like actual crap. She's not with me, I say discreetly. Mom heaves a frustrated sigh. I don't understand. This isn't like her. Huh? My mind is only half on her words as I wrestle with the key until the lock finally gives. What isn't like her, I ask, pulling the door open. To just not show up like this. She's supposed to be doing a walkthrough for me at the restaurant where Ashton and Eli are having their rehearsal dinner. The manager could only be there this afternoon, and I can't leave work, so I asked Emma to go in my place. We had a whole list of questions prepared, but she never showed up, and she still hasn't replaced her phone, so I can't even call her. I'm in the lobby and pause in front of me at the potted plants. Mom is right. That's not like Emma at all, even if she isn't feeling well. She's dragged herself to tutoring sessions when she had a fever. She's sick, I say. She left school early. Didn't she tell you? Mom exhales into my ear. No, she didn't. Okay, what's wrong with her? Is it the stomach thing again? Or, I don't know, I interrupt. I haven't seen her, she asked somebody at school to tell me she was leaving, and I just got home. I cross the lobby to the elevator and reach right as the door's starting to close. I stick my hand between them until they spring back open and smile apologetically at the old woman standing off to the one side. She lives on our floor, so the button is already pressed. Do you want me to go to the restaurant instead? Oh, that's sweet of you, Phoebe. But it's too late. The manager already left. I'll figure something else out. Could you please check on your sister and call me back? Okay, I say. Mom thanks me and disconnects as the elevator chimes. I'm kind of anxious about Emma now because how sick does she have to be to forget that she was supposed to be helping Mom out? That's the kind of thing I'd do. I open the apartment door and it's completely silent when I walk in. Emma, I call, pulling off my ankle boots. I leave them beside the door and drop my keys and bag on the kitchen island, then pad towards our bedroom. How are you feeling? There's no response. The door's closed, and I push it open. Emma is lying on her bed in a messy tangle of blanket and sheets. For once, her bed looks exactly like mine. She's out cold, breathing steadily through her half-open mouth. As I move closer, she lets out a little snore. I stub my toe against something on the floor and step into a patch of wetness. Emma's baby Wildcat's tumbler is lying beside her bed, and I pick it up with a sniff inside. I wrinkle my nose and recoil. Gin, this time. Jesus, Emma. I don't know whether to be disgusted or worried or settle on both. What the hell is going on with you? I grab some Kleenex from my dresser and bend down to mop up the spill, wincing when my knee connects with something sharp. It's the edge of Emma's phone charger lying useless on the floor since she still hasn't replaced her phone. She keeps borrowing mine anytime she wants to look something up and doesn't have the laptop handy, which is annoying because I pause, damp tissues dangling from one hand. Whenever Emma asks to borrow my phone, I hand it over without question. Half the time I leave her alone in our room with it. What if she opened my Instagram and saw the messages from Derek? I never deleted them. Is that the kind of thing that might send her spiraling? Phoebe. Emma's sleepy voice startles me so much that I almost fall over. Her eyes flutter open and lock on mine. What are you doing? Cleaning up your mess, I say, sitting back on my haunches. There's half a cup of gin on the floor. You're not actually sick, are you? You're drunk. Do you even remember that you were supposed to help Mom with Ashton and Eli's rehearsal dinner? Emma blinks slowly at me. I need to ask you something. My frustration rises. Did you hear a word I just said? Did you love him? She asked hoarsely. I swallow hard. Crap, she's definitely saw the messages from Derek. No, that was a huge mistake and it's over. I wish it never had happened. She snorts out a humorous laugh. I know it's over. I'm not an idiot. It's just that I never imagined. I didn't think. Her eyes drop, or maybe close. I can't really tell from this angle. Didn't think what? I ask. She doesn't answer, and I get to my feet again. Her Bayview Wildcats tumbler in my hand. I'm about to leave when I hear a whisper from Emma's bed. So faint, I almost miss it. I didn't think he'd keep going. Keep going with what? I ask, but the snores start up again, so I guess that's all I'm going to get out of her for now. I bring the cup into the bathroom and rinse it out thoroughly, adding a few drops of liquid soap until it smells like lemons instead of alcohol. My head is pounding like I'm the one who drank God only knows how much straight gin. When I'm finished, I dry the cup with a hand towel and place it back on the toilet, on the back of the toilet. Then I lean against the sink, meeting my tired eyes in the mirror. I don't know what's going on with my sister or what I should do about it. I don't want to worry Mom when she's been so much more cheerful lately. I could try talking to Emma's friend Jillian, maybe, but Jillian pretty much hates me after the whole Derek reveal. When she sees me at school, she looks right through me. There's nobody else I can turn to who knows Emma well enough to help. It almost makes me consider messaging Derek back. Almost, but not quite. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!